Hi everyone, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us on another exceptional show, daily show, where we talk about entrepreneurship, innovation, expansion, problems, how we overcome it. And today I've got a very, very special guest for you. Steve Hughes, the founder of CommuniMail, is joining us today. So Steve, welcome to the show.
Good morning and thank you.
Steve, speaking about CommuniMail, what is CommuniMail and how will it help entrepreneurs today?
One of the biggest problems we face as an entrepreneur is keeping all the balls up in the air and still maintaining a good relationship with our clients. We can't be a master of everything, and that's one of the biggest problems we face, is realizing we have to actually find help, and whether that's delegation to team members, whether it's outsourcing to virtual assistants, or whether it's finding tools that are going to improve your flow and your business processes. That's really what it's about. In my capacity as a financial specialist to businesses and high net worth individuals, I realized that there's too much time being put into finding new business and maintaining relationships with businesses that I was losing touch with my clients on a one-to-one basis. And every single one of my engagements was based upon a sales process or about products, which it loses the personality in your process. And I realized there was a need, because not everybody's good at design, not everybody's good at IT, not everybody's great at computers. But we all know, if we read the facts and figures, that network marketing, or not network marketing, email or newsletter marketing is 40 times more successful at maintaining and growing your client base than Twitter or Facebook. If it's so special, how many people are not doing it right? So I found a niche in the market, which was to create a platform that allowed salespeople, small business owners, and skilled professionals in private practice to generate a professional, correctly structured, uplifting newsletter within seconds.
Okay.
So if you'd imagine, a lot of people will say, well, is that not just MailChimp? Not really, because MailChimp, you still have to go and source the content, find the relevant parts, design the newsletter yourself, and then they send it. So what I did was I created a bit of a go-between. If MailChimp or these delivery platforms is your Mr. Delivery, what CommuniMail is the restaurant that sources all the ingredients, prepares the different meals, provides it as an information buffet for you to select the best jokes, good news stories, content, articles, etc., to then build within a matter of seconds and then use MailChimp to send it. That's what CommuniMail is and why it came about.
So is there different categories in CommuniMail? So let's say, for instance, a person that is in property, there will be relevant information for that person versus a person that is in health.
Absolutely. In fact, it goes even further than that. It's so uniquely structured and so catered to the unique needs of every single business owner that you can even choose, besides industry-specific articles that best suit your need, you can also choose whether you want to send a casual-toned newsletter or a formal-toned newsletter, because not everybody's clients are the same. In fact, you could even, instead of casual and formal, you could choose English and Afrikaans. And that's one of the most beautiful things about it, is it is versatile. But yes, if I'm in sales, for example, so in your situation where you're encouraging people for business mastery or sales, you could click that you're in sales, and automatically the industry-specific articles that it pulls through are relevant to your unique business.
So why did you start CommuniMail? You said that you found this niche, and why can't I just use a MailChimp, for instance?
I'm lazy and stupid. That's why. I'm lazy as far as I don't have half an hour to an hour to build a newsletter every fortnight. I really don't. It's time consuming, it's laborious, and I'd rather be spending that half an hour to an hour doing something which is either better managed within the business or with my family, or building myself as an entrepreneur. So it's that, and the fact that not everybody's as clued up on using these platforms, like, for example, a MailChimp, where you've got to source all the content. 9 times out of 10, someone who isn't great at your IT skills would rather run away from addressing a problem than learn a new skill. It's just a time and an aptitude problem. But if you could literally color by numbers it and provide the platform, so you're literally ticking boxes. So you tick which joke you want, which good news article, which industry-specific article, and the conversational intro paragraph has already been provided for you that you can edit and change or replace or use as it is. It's simplicity personified. It really is so simple. So it is for the time-famine people who still want to give a good, professionally and almost scientifically structured newsletter that is about the person and it's about uplifting, engaging, positive content. That's what it's for. In fact, I'm going to ask you a question. When last did you either open a fortune cookie or open a Chappie's bubblegum and not read what's inside? Nobody ever goes without opening a Chappie paper and reading it. And that's what community mail is.
Okay, that sounds very interesting. And how up to date are all these articles, jokes, and pieces of the puzzle that you say you can incorporate into your mail? Is it updated on a daily basis, weekly? How updated is it?
The jokes and conversational paragraph is updated weekly. Okay. So when you open your community mail on a Monday morning, first thing, it's got a fresh outlook. Your articles, however, are based on an RSS feed, so they pull in hourly. So you've actually got very, very relevant, up-to-date articles. In fact, we've set it at a time limit. If an article is older than a certain amount of time, it falls off.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Very, very interesting. And I think it's something that entrepreneurs, business owners need to look at, because we know time is a valuable commodity, and a product like this can save you hours of time per day, per week, per month, where you have to now sit and think, what do I need to type, and all of that, where you get the structure and you just change one or two things and you send it out to your database.
Weirdly enough, the time thing, although it's a major benefit, is only a small facet of what benefit it gives. As I said a little while ago, so much of our engagement with our client is based upon a sales basis. There's no person anymore, because especially if you're like me in a financial background, let's face it, nothing clears a bribe quicker than someone saying I'm a financial advisor. Yeah. However, if 80% of my engagement, which will be the face-to-face engagement, so to speak, when the community mail newsletter arrives in your inbox, because it's headed by a photo of you, followed by some uplifting, a joke or good news articles, all of a sudden 80% of my engagement is not sales-based. There's no branding. There will never be any banner ads or advertising pushed into the newsletters because of the integrity of community mail. It literally reinforces a positive engagement in the minds of your clients in an almost Pavlovian conditioning to rid this whole 100% sales mindset that salespeople have. Yeah. So I'm speaking to my clients as a human being, uplifting them with good news stories so that when I see them every 6 months or every quarter, it's not the only interaction I've had with them.
That's amazing. And I think it's so important today to keep that personal touch, that human touch to all your communications. Speaking about that, what is the 3 most important aspects when you engage with your clients, whether that is now through community mail or any other platform, social media, telephone calls? So 3 aspects that you need to take into consideration when you communicate with your clients.
Knowing their needs. Your relationship with your clients, especially if you're providing a service or a product, is not you. Take yourself out of the picture. What do they want to need? What problem are you solving for them? So you're not trying to create a problem for them. Find out what their problems are. What are their sensitive touch points right now? And the third one is being efficient. Don't overdo it. Simplicity is the key. So there it is. Take yourself out of the picture, find out what their needs are, and then make it simple.
Amazing 3 points that we can all aspire to incorporate in our daily business. Steve, when you started out as an entrepreneur, I know you were a DJ before, you're still a radio presenter, you're a financial planner, you were an actor. Do you think entrepreneurs are born, or is it a skill that we can learn?
I think you've got to be someone who doesn't like the status quo. The entrepreneurs I've met are the people who cannot structure or cannot optimize their efficiencies in a structured 9-to-5 mindset. The entrepreneurs I meet very rarely are the same set of people who will be actuaries or that kind of people. You've got to be slightly crazy. You've got to be a little bit of a rule breaker. And yeah, I think to a certain extent, you're born often sort of with a mental problem, and that's why you can't fit into the structure of normal. But at the same time, I think with society being the way it is nowadays, with your retrenchments and your people being replaced when they hit middle age and not being able to get jobs anymore, entrepreneurism is being forced upon people. Very, very, there's a lot more people being forced into finding ways of being entrepreneurial, either because they've been kicked out of their jobs because of their age or certain other demographics, or it's a case of they just can't afford to live anymore. So now they've had to go and look for other ways of a second or a third income. That's becoming more of a reality, although I don't believe a forced entrepreneur will ever be quite as successful as those who are the born entrepreneurs.
The ones that go out and see, there's a problem, let's see how we can solve that problem and make money from it.
Exactly. Yeah. The sort of, and you'll always know that serial entrepreneurs, their minds are never quiet. They might meditate for 5 minutes a day to sort of try to calm the wild chimp in their head, but they're always looking for ideas. It's not a switch you can turn off. Once you've got the entrepreneur bug, you'll be in conversation with a business owner, and all of a sudden your mind will be, oh, I think there's an idea there. Or you'll see there's a gap in the market for an app. I can tell you, my computer, I've probably got 8 to 10 business concepts that if I had the capital or the time to put in towards them would be massive multi-million rand apps or concepts or businesses. That's just the curse of an entrepreneur. Your mind is never still enough to stop creating other business ideas. The biggest discipline, however, is not opening too many doors at the same time. And that's one thing I learned quite recently is take one idea to a nice, logical place and let it be almost autonomously running. So running by itself, you've set up systems in place, you're taking yourself out as the bottleneck, and then start the second one. Get that to a place where it can run primarily by itself, and then start a third one. That's the biggest discipline that entrepreneurs need.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. When you started out as an entrepreneur, what was the biggest mistake that you made, and what did you learn from that?
Ego growth. Ego growth is where I've now got a business and I'm running it out of the garage or the lounge, and it's getting to a certain state of success, and I've got regular income and good client base, and now I want to go and get a BMW and an office and a massive staff complement. Forget your ego. You don't need a massive office space. You don't need a flashy car. Be reasonable. Only when your business is hampered by the fact that now you're working out of your garage or the room under your stairs, if you're Harry Potter, only when it's now being hampered by your limitations, then expand. But expand sensibly. Never overextend yourself, because business is cyclical. You might have just now paid for a 2-year lease and you've just taken out a 5-year hire purchase on your vehicle, whatever it might be. And then all of a sudden your business goes through a downturn. That's just the nature of business, but never put it in a situation where you're crippled and then your business as a result is crippled by ego growth.
Yeah. Steve, I think CommuniMail is a great concept. Well done on it. All the successes for you. Thank you for joining us today on The Exceptional, sharing a bit more about what CommuniMail is and how it will work and help entrepreneurs today. Where can people find CommuniMail? How do they sign up? How do they subscribe?
Okay, communimail.com. So communi, the first part of communication or community, mail, so CommuniMail.com. Go check it out. The nice thing is you can play around. You can fiddle around, make a few design ideas, build a couple of newsletters, but then only once you've actually subscribed will you be able to actually send them to your client base. A couple of things you need to know. There's only one package. That package includes everything you could ever want. So you can build your newsletters professionally, scientifically structured in a matter of seconds. And Community Mail will also send a birthday card to your clients and their family automatically. So it's one of those things where it adds extra value, taking the time and pressure off you, remembering your clients' birthdays and having too much involvement in making newsletters. There's no long-term contracts. The month-to-month payment can be canceled anytime you want. It's a simple platform. However, if someone is IT challenged and they're not coping very well with the system, we've tried to streamline as much as possible. There are tutorial videos. There's a troubleshooting section, and people can get in touch with me directly via the website, and I will help them out personally. It's just a bit of extra service knowing that the guy who's built the platform can help you directly.
Awesome. Awesome. Steve, thank you very much. All the best with that. And thanks for joining us on the show.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Cheers.